want to bring up our sensei. I call him a sensei. This man is a sensei of peaking. He has shown us, he has modeled for us, he has framed, he will take you out. He's virtually taking us out by hand to show you how to peak. And this is the what this good word says this. Our talents will make room for us and put us in front of great men and women. Definitely, you can definitely see this. Just as if you ever heard him just speak, he is definitely that person. I believe he has his talents have made room for him. He's able to take a message and make it short, put it into a phrase, and make it powerful. These are the things he's talked to us about. Always be yourself, fit for the fight, put them up. And that last one that we had last week was, are you SVP? Still very persistent. That was good. If you have not seen that, I really encourage you to go back to the Destiny channel to go look at that one. That was really, really good. We call him Mr. Backbone and Posture. He has all of the energy and it just infectious. You can feel it all through the Zoom. We just love it. And so anyway, with that, I want to bring up just this man and just showing you this. He's not just a talker, he's a doer of his word. And I thank you for that. This man is Mr. Sam Foster. Put your hands together with him, please.
Well, I'm also on location again. I'm actually here at our one of my leadership conferences, and we holding probably at this moment around about almost 10,000 people. So everywhere I can be at where there's a crowd of people, I'm there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm there. So you got people from all across the country. You got people from across the globe that's at this conference. This is a yearly conference that my church holds, and it has been phenomenal. And the reason why I'm doing it live, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is because whether you're in a big event or a small event, you want to get out and about. You want to be about where you're at. If you're in your local area, try to find something that's going on in your area and be like a fly on the wall. Why is that? Because if you're in that position, 9 times out of 10, now I'm gonna go a little farther, 10 times out of 10, you're gonna check something. Just to give you for instance, guys, Sunday, I just went riding around downtown and ran into an actual event that was going on downtown. That's a hit for somebody who lives more or less in an urban area. There's usually something going on the weekend downtown in your area. You just have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. Watch that boy, guys. Step outside that comfort zone and get into that area. You'll be surprised when you go to these hotels and sit in the lobby. You'll find out that there's a lot going on. I did just that. I retraced my steps last week, guys. I went back to the Sheraton Hotel, and they were having a fur convention. Just an example. That's right, Sonia Williams, a fur convention. They're a rancher. I know you're saying, "Hey, the world is a fur convention." I see you, Kenneth Roberts, you looking like somebody ate your banana. You looking at me like, my God, what does he mean a fur convention? Well, if you hadn't figured it out, a fur convention is a bunch of people that walk around and have on fur like a costume, and it has to have fur on it. That's really a thing, sensational. I couldn't believe it. I'm in the lobby, and all of a sudden, these people start coming by with these mascot heads on and tails and things of that nature. And I thought it was Halloween on steroids. I could not believe it, guys. I'm in the lobby. At first, I said they must be leaving the hotel. But come to find out, guys, they had both sides of the hotel. Like we had the week before, we had the Sheraton. They had the side that we were on, and they had the side across the street. It's the fourth biggest fur convention in the country. That's how big it was, guys. And I came in on the tail end that it was a Sunday when I was there. They had already had it Friday and Saturday. So it was packed out. And I'm standing around. I could not believe it, guys. And I'm telling you this for a reason. sometimes you have to be willing to get out your comfort zone and forge ahead. After I got through laughing because I couldn't believe that this was really a thing, I noticed, guys, all these people that I was around, they were super friendly. I sat at the different tables and I talked to people. I complimented them. I didn't know a whole lot about fur and things of that nature, but I found out that there was a lot of people that actually did the costume. Watch this, guys. Merchant services. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm getting ready to show you guys how you can peek and pull people in at the same time with having casual conversations. So what did you do? One lady said, I designed the costumes. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, a lot of these people have on my stuff. And I liken it towards somebody who did wardrobe or got a clothing line. There's no different, guys. Why is that? Because Rick Cuvier, all the way in Hawaii, some of these costumes, guys, cost up to $10,000. And you were at their convention. So you know they were selling product. The lady that I talked to that got her card from her, Harrison Mills, I came with my arsenal. We exchanged cards. Come to find out, she said a lot of these people have my stuff. Let me show you how the atmosphere changed in my mind because I want you guys to walk with me. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, I started out back when I was a kid. She said, and my dad loved animation. He loved cartoons, things of that nature. And I'm sitting there paying attention to her, but I don't know what all this meant, but I just paid attention. She said, fast forward it 20 some years later, she said, I'm one of the biggest people in my area that does costumes. She said, I own my own company. I was blown out of the water. Daryl Rancid, I almost had jelly in the knee because I said I could not be this lucky. She said, no, no. She said, I'm not lying. She said, most of these people around here got my stuff. She said, try me. She said, like that right there. She said, that's my stuff. That's my stuff. She started pointing at the different tables and she knew her stuff. I asked this question, guys. I'm gonna go somewhere with you now. I need you to put on your thinking cap, as a teacher would say back in elementary school. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, you got to understand. She said, when you do what I do, she said, it's a brand. Ding, 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 ding. ACN, it's a brand. She said, I know my stuff. I said, well, how would you know it with all these people in here? She said, because I did it by hand. R.C. James Clark. She said, I know my stuff because I did it by hand. She said, I personalized my stuff. She said, you're going to see my initials under all of my stuff. She said, that's my stuff. She said, go ask for this, that's my stuff. So I literally walked over to the guy. I said, what head is that? I started talking their talk. He said, oh, this is RCR. I said, you wouldn't believe this, man. I said, but the maker of that product is right over there. He said, no way. I said, yes way. I brought her over and she said, tell him to lift it up. She lifted the head up and it was her brain. I'm telling you this for a reason, guys. I want you to start thinking to yourself, are you truly authentic? Oh, that's my title. Oh, that's my title. That's my title. That's my title. That's right. Joe Marshall, that's my title. Are you authentic? And the reason why I say that, guys, I'm going somewhere with this thing. I'm just not rattling off. Because for her to know her product, that means that she spent that time and attention on her product. Now you got thousands of people in the room. How can she sit around and point out all of her stuff? She said, I did it by hand. Well, let me go flip it back to ACN. If you work the ACN business like you're supposed to work it, you shouldn't be intimidated by anybody in the room. I'm going somewhere with it. You shouldn't be manipulated by anybody in the room. You should know your brand. Now, what made me not be so off stricken by going somewhere that I've never been and doing something I never done? I thought about it, guys. I said, wait a minute. I don't care where I go. Everybody's already doing my stuff. What does that mean? Am I authentic enough to stand behind. Oh, I'm gonna borrow this from the young people. Stand on my brand. That's right. That's right, Deborah. I'm gonna stand on my brand. They say I'm gonna stand on. I'm gonna stand 100. I'm gonna stand on business. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna stand on ACN. I want to challenge and ask everybody on the call: are you authentic? That means, Mr. Harrison Mills, are you doing what you think you're doing? Are you talking the talk? And are you walking the walk? Oh, that's a question only you can answer. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're not supposed to be manipulated. You're not supposed to be undereducated. You're not supposed to be any of those things to become the ACN because you are supposed to be originally authentic. What do you mean? You're supposed to wear the brand 1,000%. You're supposed to get up with it. You're supposed to go to bed with it. If somebody robs you in the middle of the night, you should jump up and say, "Where your app at?" Come on now. You should jump up and say, I'll be your customer. They're not ready for that. They're not ready for that. Queen Eileen, you supposed to jump up if they rob you and say, I'll be your customer. Why? You should always be in phase one. That's truly authentic. Because if you'd have told me I'd have walked into that situation and I'd have seen all these people, I probably would have been intimidated if I was not authentic. But the first thing that came in my mind, guys, the first thing that came in my mind, Mr. Buddy Lee, I said, everybody in this room has my stuff already. So I'm not intimidated. I'm not underrated. I just need to find out that they need to know who I am and what I do. That's what I said to myself. So I commenced, ladies and gentlemen, to walking and talking to everybody that I could. Why? Because everybody in there already had my stuff. What does that mean? They were all fair game. All fair game. I picked up business cards off the table. Why is that? Because when you come home, when you go back home after you got all these cards in your hand, guess what, guys? You know what I figured it out, Joe Ma? I figured it out. I figured it out. Sharper Services, I figured it out. Every card I pick up off the table, every conversation I get, every phone number I get, even though they were doing furry type stuff, some of these people were doctors, they were lawyers. Look here, you underestimate the situation. A lot of these people, and I liken it to this. Do you realize, guys, when you see all those people at these football games and they got their shirts off and they hitting their bellies and they got their bellies painted and they talk about, woo, do you realize some of these people are surgeons? Do you realize some of these people are educated lawyers and doctors? Yeah, I know they got their face half painted. Yeah, I know it's 20 below in Buffalo, but they got all their shirts off and they acting a fool and they get that and the other. But guess what, guys? When they're all said and done and they get back home, they still have to flick on a light. Watch this part. They still have to talk on a cell phone. Watch this part. They still have to do what needs to be done on a day-to-day basis. So what does that mean? I don't care if they had a fur on their head or had a fur around the back of their neck. I recognize one thing and one thing only. They're already doing my services. Not only one way, Miss Sonia, but they're doing it two ways. They're doing it business and residential. What that means is if they own the large or small business, if they control the factory, if I only get that one peek out that person, chances are I get a multitude of other things behind it. Watch this, because they know somebody and somebody else knows somebody. And at the end of the day, I tell them this, guys. I said, well, you're already doing my stuff. I just want to know one thing. Do you want to make the money or do you want to save the money? And I let them give me an answer. Guess where? Dwight, all the way in Alabama, I let them give me an answer. Al Randolph, wait for the answer. Because at that point, then you have already allowed them to peak themselves. Now, like I just told you guys, you got almost 10,000 people in this arena. And all I've been doing since I've been here is walking and talking. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I've been walking and talking. And when I bump into somebody, I'm smiling like I just won the lottery, guys. I'm putting that smile on my face. Why? Because people love to see other people smile, right? That's going to be the first catch. The second catch is, I've told you guys before, compliment. That's right, Mr. Pierce Dix. All these people dressed up like they going to Sunday dinner. You know I'm complimenting from the crown of their head to the sole of their feet. I don't care if they got on hush puppies. I don't care if they got on sandals. They getting a compliment from Mr. Backbone and Posture. And don't let them have on a nice suit. I tell them one thing and one thing only, Mr. Joe Marshall. I say you look like the mannequin. As soon as I say that, boy, they know they sharp. I say you look like the mannequin. I said, man, which way you heading out this door at the end of this conference? They said, what you mean? I said, because I might have to hit you across the head. You get what I'm saying? It's all about how you compliment people and make them feel good. Why? There's no faking about it. If you genuine, they're going to be genuine. That's just for a guy, stay authentic. Why? Because they're going to eventually end up talking to you. And then the basic conversation is, so what do you do? What do you do besides this? Once again, guys, now it's time to get the name and the number. Because once you get that name and that number, at the end of the day, you can always call them back. Think about it. Then you got time to think about what you want to talk to them about. And for my new people on the call, I always put it on the front of when I lock their number in where I met them at. So I'm not confused when I call a bank where I may have 50 names and numbers. I don't want to be confused. Where did I meet him at? Okay, I met him at the conference in Dallas. Okay, where do they live at? Colorado. So as soon as I pick up the phone and I look at it again, I say, oh, okay, this is John Smith. I met him at the conference in Dallas. They live in Colorado. So when I call him, I say, hey, this Sam Foster, you remember me? What do you mean? You remember, man, we talked at the conference. You from Colorado? I just met you. You remember a couple of days ago? Yeah, man, how you doing? Oh, man, doing great, man. I know you're in the Denver area. Just an example. Hey, man, what did you do? So there it is. Remind me of what you do. So that way, now you're reminding yourself of what they do through what they say. Now you got a conversation going, guys. So watch this. Now you just formed it. Now you just formed off the top. Now you got a running conversation. Now they want to talk to you because they know how it made, they was in the atmosphere. They were feeling good. Now they know you remember them. I remember because I did my homework. Remember what I said I did, guys? I put their information in the phone and I put where I met them at and where they was from. So right there, that's 80 to 90% of my household. I don't have to get on the phone and go, remind me where I know you from. No, I don't have to do that because if I was authentic, I did my homework first. Now I'm calling them. Now it's just a meaningful conversation at that point. So you know I'm ready to do it like this here. So remind me again, what is it that you do? Now we're getting into the depths of who they are. Now I'm taking notes on the phone without them even knowing it. That's right, that's right. I'm taking notes on the phone based on what they tell me. Right? Now I got a little bit more in my arsenal because now I can understand what I did was truly to edify them. So that way we have a dialogue that we can go on. Now when they tell me what they do, I said, what you like about it? You like your career? They'll start telling you the truth. Then, I wish I was doing this. I wish really. You let them keep talking. You let them keep talking. You let them keep talking. You keep writing notes. You keep writing notes. You keep writing notes. Now, when you started talking, all you have to do is beef up what they said they did not like doing. Now you got an opportunity and an open door to tell them that they can do something better. But don't tell them like that. Just say if you had a job, what would you be doing? They're gonna tell you a lot of stuff. Hey man, I'd like to be a public speaker. Hey man, I wanna do this and that. Well, you got a way of getting there? Well, what you mean? Well, I do a little something, and I got an opportunity, on the table that I think you'd be great at doing it. Why? Because I hear your passion in your voice. Wait a minute, let me pump the brakes. Let me say this again. I hear the passion in your voice. See, when you tell somebody like that, then they open their own mind up. Then say, what do you mean? Because nobody never tell them something like that. I hear it in your voice, man. I know you want more for your life. I hear it in your voice, man. I know you want more for your life. Now you're encouraging them. Now they don't understand, but they like, wait, this person, I never heard it like that. Now they starting to realize that they can do more than where they're at. Now you start to look at them as authenticatively effective towards what you're trying to do. Now it's starting to be a mutual respect and understanding. That's all we want, a mutual respect and understanding. Why is that? Because worst case scenario, guys, I get them as a customer. Worst case scenario, they refer me to somebody else that's a stud. Oh my God, really? Come on now, that's worst case scenario. Because guess what? All I did was extend my brain. Then they're gonna start telling me stuff like, "Oh, my cousin, he love this kind of stuff." Wait, your cousin? Really? Tell him to give me a call. Is it okay if I get his number? You let him know I'm gonna be giving him a call? Sure. Ding, 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 ding. So you're always keeping them on the hook, Al Randolph. They never off the hook. Why? Because that person's gonna introduce you to that person, and that person's gonna introduce you to that person. And before you know it, you're going to end up getting your stud by process of elimination. Now, I know you guys may not see this, but we got a lot of people in my background just walking up and down these aisles. You got breakout sessions going on, guys. I'm just this a bigger scale of it, but I'm going large to small, small to large. I'm showing you guys in any atmosphere how you can do the job of ACN and not be intimidated at all. If you just go into a regular department store, you always have to be closing by giving a compliment. It's going to open up the conversation. Compliments are everything. I'm gonna say this again for somebody who has not decided they want to put their foot on the gas. Compliments are everything. Lisa Payon, all the way in Japan. Compliments are everything, even in Japan. You can say it in another language. A compliment is a compliment. And if you can't know the Asian language, do it with sign language. Look at their feet. If they got good shoes on, you point at their feet and you throw your thumb up like this right here. They know, and you shake your head up and down like, ooh, you're looking sharp. Or you give them the okay sign like this, and you look at their feet and you shake your head. They know exactly what that means, even in another language. You're picking them even in another language. Do you know you can give your card to somebody and they would be so interested to know what you do, even if they don't speak your language, because you made them feel good. They'll research who you are and they'll be able to come back at you at some point in another language. Do you know these phones are phenomenal? They speak another language. That's incredible, guys. All you need in front of them is the opportunity to give them something in their hand and make them feel important or make them feel good. And I guarantee you, at some point, you're going to be able to pick people and allow them to come into your circle. And I'm going to end you guys with this. Every time I walk into a big event or a small event, I'm always looking for an opportunity to smile at somebody and engage with, whether I'm shaking their hand, whether I'm giving them a small hug, it does not matter. Once I have them engaged, I'm going to ask just a few questions. Hey man, how you doing, brother? Hey man, I got you. I got you. You got my info? Yes, sir. Okay, call me. Call me. Hit me up right now. I'm on a Zoom call right now, but just text me. Text. Sam. Yeah, Sam. You got me? Text. Text me. Let it pop up on my phone right now. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm saying. People will come up to you, especially if you moving your hands. They see what you're doing over here. They want to know what is he doing. Yeah. Some of them know me, some of them don't know, but that's good. That's good. You got my number. He said, I got my number. Okay, well, here go a call. Just in case you don't got the see, that's how this works. You're going to always let them be on your mind. You want to put this in their atmosphere. Why? Because at some point, guys, at some point, people care how you make them feel. Let me repeat that. People care how you make them feel. You don't have to be the best in the world. You don't have to be a good seller of a product. They don't care nothing about it. They care about how you make them feel. The first law of averages is listen to them. Don't give them all day. Give them 2 minutes max. But listen to them. Look in their eyes and say, really? Squint your eyes a little bit and say, really? Because that lets them know eyeball to eyeball, imano, that you're paying attention. Most people don't pay attention to somebody. But if you start paying attention to people, they're going to give you not only their attention, but they're going to give you their business. That's how this works, guys. And the last time I checked, they was already doing our stuff now. So we don't have to be feeling in some kind of way because we're asking for a favor. Sometimes if you do it the right way, they're going to ask you, uh-oh, somebody caught that. Somebody caught that. Somebody caught that, Sonny Williams. Somebody caught that because you was being so authentic. They went from you asking them asking you, man, what do you do? So what is that you do, man? I see you smiling. What is that you do? In other words, you in love with something. I need to catch that. You in love with something. You got a passion for something. And I know it ain't no job. I know it ain't no job. Let me break that down. So when people know you got a passion for something, they just can't figure it out. That's just not a 10. They know it's not a job. And see, ACN ain't never been a job. Never been a job now. But it's always been an opportunity. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, are you truly authentic in this day and age as we hit this second quarter of the year? Whether you're going around the corner, whether you're going out this weekend and peeking at the local hotels, because that's where they're coming in at, ladies and gentlemen, hint, hint, hint. Whether you sit in the lobby at the hotel for about an hour, hint, 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 just go and sit down. Somebody's gonna ask you, what do you do? Somebody's gonna ask something. Why? Because you sitting there. And the last time I checked, the lobby wasn't a regular household. So all you have to do is smile and speak to people and ask them what they do. You're gonna be non-threatening. You're in the lobby of a hotel. Think about it, guys. That's just small places that you can go to build your confidence level. Most people don't have a confidence level. You know, the only way you're gonna get a confidence level is that you get out and do something rather than sit down. With that said, guys, I hope I didn't waste your time. I'm going to get back to this conference because we're on this second breakout session, and I got to walk and talk like a politician. I got to shake hands and kiss babies.